Hey everybody, Shane Chastain with 3MG TV. This week we're going to be going through a series on chords, trying to figure out what chords are what and why.
What are we going to learn today?
So with constructing chords, which is what we're going to be talking about today, I feel like there's two ways to come at it. There is doing it just from scratch, say if somebody says play me A major with no other instructions, and then there's with chords with regard to scales and the key that you're in. So today we're going to talk about the first way. So what you need to know for this is what I've seen called chord formulas, which are the instructions to build various chords. Like if you have a chord chart and you see A minor 7, then you just apply the formula to that. And I'm going to throw some up and talk about them. So here they are. Any major chord. So you take your root note, and that becomes, say, X. So X major is 1, 3, and 5. And that's referring to the scale degree, if you remember from our constructing a major scale. All of these are based off of modifying a major scale. So 1, 3, 5 would be the perfect unison, the major third, and the perfect fifth. A dominant 7 would be 1, 3, 5, flat 7 for this kind of chart. A minor chord would be 1, flat 3, 5. So you need to be able to construct your major scale to be able to use these. But then they go on. A diminished chord, or just a diminished triad, let's say, is 1, flat 3, flat 5. An augmented fifth would be 1, 3, sharp 5. Let's go ahead and do some examples. So we'll put A major across the bottom. And let's make an A major chord. So we need 1, which is A. And then A, B, C, which happens to be C sharp, because we don't have a C in the key of A major. So we get C sharp as our third. And then D, E is our fifth. And we get an A major chord. It works the same no matter what note we start on, as long as we make our major scale and then apply the formula. We can get whatever chord that it tells us to. Let's take a 9 chord. So it's 1, 3, 5, dominant 7. The reason for that is another video entirely, but you always use a flat 7 unless told otherwise, in the case of the major 7 from the chart. And 9. Now remember, when we go through our letters, we end up at 8 being A again, and then it starts over. So 9 is actually 2. So you end up with A, C sharp, E, G, and B for an A9. Anyway, I hope I didn't go too fast. Those are just the basic ways that these work. So again, if somebody wanted an F major, then you could make out your F major scale, which I've got a video on if you're not sure how to do that. And then you would find the 1, the 3, and the 5, and then that would give you an F major chord. In the next couple videos, we'll talk about how these work relative to a whole key rather than just sort of individually. But you should really study that chart and make sure that you know how to make these out of nothing, because a lot of times that's how someone may call them out. Also, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like the video and subscribe, because we've got more coming this week.